Chocs and Chocolates and in between Chocobirds here for another video review. It's the Cadbury Roses. They need no introduction really, but introduction I have given them. A gift picked for you, it says. Oh, very nice, very nice. A bright bunch of delicious chocolates. They definitely have gone they're very sort of, well, very bright, I think is the yeah, understatement of the year really with that. They have gone very bright indeed with the wrappers and things. Suppose you don't know, Cadbury Roses is basically a very sort of classic in the UK, a chocolate selection basically for Cadbury's. Well, it's not really Cadbury's classic treats, but it's a classic selection itself. So it's custom for the selection. There's no like, other than dairy milk, used to be Bourneville in it, but other than that, there's no actual pre-existing sweets in there basically. Yeah, so it's very sort of, what's the word, matte, I think you'd say. It's got a very matte look to it. Yeah, so interesting. So you can see there's all these chocolates on the side. You've got Tangy Orange Creme or Cream, Strawberry Dream, Hazel and Caramel, Cadbury Dairy Milk Chunk, Golden Barrel. And you've also got Hazel Whirl, Caramel, Signature Truffle, and Country Fudge. So not really, I think if they're not quite as, basically I think in the mid-2015, well, the mid-2010s, whatever you'd say that was, maybe the late noughties, I guess. I think it went for a really good time with Roses, best since, you know, I remember them since the 80s basically. You know, of course, that's sort of a bit rose-tinted spectacles probably, but they went for a really good phase, as I say, at that point. We had a really good range of chocolates in them, but I don't know, they've kind of regressed a bit, unfortunately, I think. They're not really quite, I don't know, there's not really much variety in here anymore, and they've kind of made some of the ones that were good not as good as they were in a couple of cases, and maybe just in one case really, but in a caramel case, it's a bit not as chewy as it was. And they're all quite similar now, I think. So I don't know, we'll see. I've not reviewed them for a long time. It's a classic one. A lot of people, I'll say, do like the Cadbury Roses. My reviews of Cadbury Roses in the past have been they're still quite popular. So I thought, you know, I've got to give them a re-review basically. So what's the gist? What does it say on the back? Anything interesting? An assortment of chocolates. Well, there we go. It's got palm fat in, and there we are. Milk chocolate, milk size 14% minimum. Milk chocolates, milk size 20% minimum. Milk chocolate contains vegetable fats in addition to cocoa butter. I don't read all that, but there we go. So there's no dark chocolate in here at all. Used to be with, I think there used to be an equivalent of this one, which was a dark chocolate one. I think it was Hazel. I forgot what it was called now, but it was like, yeah, it was basically the same, but with chopped hazelnuts in, I think. Was it, no, Brazil nuts, well, it's called Brazilian, it was a Brazilian nightmare, I was going to say. Brazilian something it was called. I can't think what it was called now, but yeah, there was one. Yeah, and they've got rid of that, and it was actually quite nice, you know. Not too fan of chopped nuts, but it was quite nice. Bit of a description down here. These chocolates are made in Bourneville's factory in a garden. In the garden. Named after Dorothy Cadbury's favourite flowers, roses. Okay. Exquisite hand-picked flavours for you to enjoy. Alright. In the garden. Okay, I'm not exactly sure about that, but there we go. Named after Dorothy's favourite flowers, roses. Okay. Alright. And calorie stuff. We've got calorie information on the back. 400 grams, 496 calories, 24 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates. So it's quite lower than typical chocolate bars and things, which are usually between 500 and 550. So from my review experience anyway. So interesting. And yeah, so interesting one there. What's the actual weightage for the whole thing? 290 grams. So basically if you eat the whole box, it's 300 times that pretty much. So 1,500 calories. So the whole tub. So quite calorific, but there we go. Alright, well, it's got a bit of an interest, but I'm not too keen on this. I don't know why. I don't know. Some of the I think it's some of the Thornton's Pearls boxes, I think it is, to have a sort of like weird look to it. Looks a bit like that character from In the Night Garden, or whatever it is. Is it that? And then also, you know, that guy from Naruto as well. It reminds me of them a bit. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it. It makes it look bigger than it actually is, really. You know, hides the fact that there's not as much in there as you'd think. But yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll move down a bit now. Let's see what the distribution is like. Have a look at them individually. And then we'll perhaps zoom back up and taste them all individually and give them an individual rating. So, yeah, let's open it first. Let's see what the distribution is like. So, let's go. Right, okay, let's give these Cadbury Roses an open then. Yeah, so it should be an interesting one. See what the distribution is like, as I say. It says, what does it say there? Say here and take your pick, it says. Okay, we will. So, time recording, I've done about 980 reviews, believe it or not. So, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't open very well. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. In the top right hand corner, I'll put a link to a place to all my other reviews, as well as some related ones, Cadbury Roses type ones, or Cadbury ones, or Dairy Milk ones, things that might be of interest. So after you watch this one, and say, hit the like button and subscribe. Go check those out. Hope you enjoy those too. So quite well filled, but you can see there's definitely a gap at the top here to an extent. Not too bad, I guess that does go flat. there's a bit of about an inch of a gap, I can't quite tell. Let's pour them out, see what the distribution's like. How many different chocolates are there? I think there's 9 different kinds. So we'll see what we get. Quite a lot though. Looks, I say, this is why they're so bright. It's weird, isn't it? There's quite a matte look to it on the outside of the box. It all looks quite matte and things. I guess it's a bit glossy, but you know what I mean. But then on the inside, it's all very shiny. Alright, so let's see what we've got. So we've got 3 of those. That's the orange ones. 4 of the strawberry ones. One of these. We've got quite a lot. Yeah, I think the I wouldn't say it's the equivalent size, but the the comparable size Quality Street box only had 2 or 3 of each in there really. So so we've got 3 of those. It's not too bad. 3 of them. 3 of those. It seems to be pretty good. The distribution when I last reviewed these was pretty terrible, I think, a few years back. Definitely seems to have improved it, that's for sure. Yes, there's about 3 of each really, which is pretty good. Well, you have got 5 of these ones, 4 of those. But yeah, that's pretty good. That I think I'm happy with that distribution actually. Yeah, I say they used to be only a few years back when I reviewed these last. The distribution of these was really poor. Most of the chocolate selections, Quality Street and Roses and things. But they definitely, I mean, from what I've seen so far, they've definitely improved it and made it a lot more, better. Really. I don't know if they're watching my videos. They probably haven't, but but they've definitely improved that. At least from my few openings I've done anyway with Quality Street and Roses in recent months. So yeah, okay, yeah, not bad. All right, well, I think what we'll do is we'll lift myself up then and essentially open each one individually and yeah, take a look at them in that way. So let's do that and lift myself up and give each of them a review. Let's do it. Let's lift myself up. Okay then everyone, going to give these Cadbury Roses a taste. Yeah, so we've opened them up previously and looked at the distribution this afternoon. So I'm going to review them one at a time basically. So we'll start, don't know what we'll start with really. Maybe we'll look at some, I don't know. Let's start with the Hazel Whirl, shall we? Not my favourite one really. What does it say? Well, it contains hazelnuts and milk. Yeah, so we'll give it a bit of an open. Just like nice colour to it though. Basically chopped hazelnuts, I think, in a chocolate shell. You see a nice whirly look to it. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, let's give a bit of a measurement, shall we? Got the calipers here. Set to millimetres this time. Won't make that mistake here. We'll do a bit of Quality Street. Alright, so, okay. So diameter. 2.7, and the height about 1.6 centimetres. All right. Okay, I'll give it a bit of a chop in half, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. Put my knife down here. A tough one, this one. It's got a whole hazelnut in. Oh, it's got a whole hazelnut. There we go. Whole hazelnut. There we are. So yeah, so you can see there, whole hazelnut in this one. So we're off to one side, but yeah, interesting. So yeah, basically, there's 2 with whole hazelnuts in Cadbury's Roses. So yeah, they've got the hazel and caramel as well, which is a bit of a copy of the purple one from Quality Street. But there we go. So all right. So basically, whole nut one. This one, dairy milk whole nut. I guess is it? It doesn't actually say it's dairy milk, does it? But I assume it probably is. Well, let's give it a taste. Let's see. Basically, it's pretty straightforward, this one. Yeah, chocolate with hazelnut. I think it might be dairy milk, it's hard to say, but I think it might be. The hazelnut does dominate to an extent, so it's one of those where if you like whole hazelnuts, really, I think this is for you, but I prefer them to be a bit more chopped, really, for me. It's okay, though. It's just not one, because I'm not a massive nut fan, I think for me, this one, you know what I mean. But I can appreciate it. I think for me, it's still relatively, I don't know, just not a big fan of just nuts generally, really. Sometimes it can be quite nice when the flavour and things or had something interesting done to them, but just when they're plain like this, they're a bit boring, really. So obviously, if you love hazelnuts, this one, it's probably a 5 out of 5. But for me, it's okay. The chocolate's all right. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and by the fact that people who like hazelnuts will get a bit more out of this one. But I think generally, even with that, it's still quite mundane, and I think it's a 3 out of 5, that one. So, not too exciting, but it does what it does. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and it's the epitome of that, really, if that's the right word. Hopefully it is. Alright, so let's see. So let's do the regular dairy milk now and see what that's... yeah, I mean, you would have thought the one would say it would have dairy milk in if it did, so... But I feel like it does, if you know what I mean, but who knows. I don't think a lot of the chocolates in Roses have dairy milk in them, so... There's just a chunk of dairy milk, this one. Back in when I was young, I used to have Bourneville in here as well. It used to be little tabs rather than chunks. I think it's Cadbury there. It's basically a bubble square of dairy milk. Let's find the... got the calipers here, so it's a 0. Let's see width for this one. 2.7. Not perfect square, it kind of bulges out a bit. Yeah, 2.7 again. Height at 1.6. Let's say 1.7 for some reason. Alright, let's give it a bit of a taste. We know what to expect with this one. Dairy milk's generally a 4 out of 5 for me. I think this is going to be a 4 out of 5 as well. I don't think there's going to be anything surprising about it. It's just a chunk of dairy milk. You know, I guess we could chop it in half, but is there any point? I'll bite it in half and you can see them, but it's just a chunk of chocolate. There we go. I think the Hazel Whirl is dairy milk, because this has a very velvety dairy milky taste. You can immediately tell the difference. Yeah, it's lovely chocolate dairy milk. It's really nice. It's just got a lovely smoothness to it. It's just really velvety. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is still just a chocolate chunk. I do really like it. You know, it's got a lot going for it. Really, good palate cleanser with the rest of them. I think if I'd had it later, it would have been a bit better. It's just a good one to have between all the others because there's so many sweets and things going on. Just from experience, I know it is quite a good palate cleanser. Or at least just one to have when you've been bombarded with creams and stuff like that in all the other chocolates. So I think for me this one, yeah, it's 4 out of 5. Again, it's pretty much does what it does, you know, does exactly what it says on the tin, but dairy milk is really nice. So 4 out of 5 that one, but you know, yeah, it is what it is basically. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, let's try the let's see, we'll try the caramel this time. It's just called caramel. There's nothing to focus on my face, I think, a bit there. There we go, a bit better. Alright, contains milk soya. It used to be a cube, well, not a cube, a square shape, this one. Well, you know, I guess, what's the difference between a square and a cube? Obviously, it's still 3D, isn't it? So it's going. But anyway, you know what I mean. It's not quite, it wasn't quite a cube. But yeah, you can see obviously in these ones, there's a lot of flourishes going on. You can see the difference between the size of this chocolate. You know, flatten it out a bit there, but you can still, you know, you still get the point. You know, just up a bit. Yeah, not smaller than you'd think. Yes, it used to be more of a square shape, this one, or whatever, however you describe it. But and he changed it a bit really. And when he did that, they changed how chewy it was as well. It's a lot softer now. I don't know if it's see if it's changed back, but about 4 centimeters in length. Width is at the bottom, 1.6. It doesn't, you know, it's a bit thinner at the top than the bottom, of course. And height moved a bit further up. Yeah, about 1.3. Okay. All right, let's I'll bite it in half again, and then if I'll chop it, I'll chop it. But yeah, there you go. You can see there, lovely caramel in the middle. So basically full of caramel with a bit of a chocolate surround. Yeah. It's just called caramel, so there you go. I guess it's no surprise there. All right, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Good chew, quite soft. It's quite similar in chew to probably the toffee finger in Quality Street rather than the toffee penny or whatever. Not bad. It's quite sweet actually. It's okay. Good chew to it. It must be a lot harder though. It used to be a lot chewier than it is now. I distinctly remember that. I think I preferred that because it lasted a bit longer, but it's still quite chewy actually. But more by the fact that it just doesn't go away rather than being hard, if you know what I mean. Okay, this one. I think it's alright. I think I definitely preferred it back in the day when it was a lot chewier. It just seemed to be a bit more to it then. It's a bit more mundane now. It's okay, it's a nice chew to it. It's a bit different. It lasts a bit longer than some of the others. Yeah, by the fact that it's chewed, but just naturally. I don't think it's too exciting, no. It doesn't taste too great. The chocolate's okay-ish. The caramel's okay-ish. I think for me, yeah, it's basically a 3 out of 5. It's all right, you know what I mean? It's all right, but it's quite, you know, nothing to write home about, basically. But, you know, does the job, does what it does it well enough. All right, let's try the country fudge then. I mean, I don't know, Cadbury's do a sort of bar called Cadbury's Fudge, basically, and if you include a Cadbury's Fudge part in Cadbury's Heroes, another selection you do of just their regular sort of chocolates, sort of like a selection box of those mini versions of their chocolate bars, sort of. But include the fudge one in this one. I don't think it's quite the same, but it's not a million miles away as the regular Cadbury Fudge. It's the same shape as the caramel one. Let's see, okay, that's it's a bit not flat at the bottom. So got a bit of pokey, sticky out bits. About 3.8 in length. Height, about 1.5. Width at the bottom again, at 1.6. Obviously it's not straight sided, so you know, bear that in mind. Give it a bit of a chop then. Okay, looks quite similar on the inside to the caramel one. Obviously, fudge this time. Alright, let's give it a taste. As I say, I don't think it's quite the same as a Cadbury Fudge, but because you know that exists and things, you know. I think it's got a bit more of a vanilla smell to it and perhaps taste from memory, but let's see, let's give it a go. It does taste very similar to a Cadbury Fudge. You know, you want a bit more, something a bit more special in this, really. I mean, it's a bit different actually. It has a bit more. It's quite the same, but it tastes a bit more like real fudge than Cadbury Fudge does, but it's not that great, really. It's okay. You know, it's a 2.5 out of 3. I think this one, you'd expect more from a selection, really. I think for me it's a 2.5 out of 5. It's just not that great. It's nice enough, you know. But by the way, like a 3 out of 5, average chocolate is really nice. You know, 3 out of 5. You know, chocolate's always nice. But this one's just a bit below average. It's just nothing that interesting, you know. I'd rather it wasn't there. Quite like the fudge in Quality Street, actually. You know, but yeah. But this one, a bit boring, really. Alright, getting on to the creamy ones now. Everyone's favourites. Well, in fact, no, we've not got the signature truffle first. Let's do this one first. This is a newer one. They replaced a nice one with this one, and I remember this one not being too great, to be honest with you. Yeah, actually just have a rose on it. You'd think this one would be a classic one that's been in there forever, but it hasn't. It's very, quite, you know, it's literally in the past 5 to 10 years, this one. Okay. I don't think it's that great either. 2.7 diameter and height. 1.5. Looks good though, looks alright. But you know, truffles are so boring. When you get a chocolate selection, you know, when you have a truffle in it, it's just really boring nowadays. It's just so basic. It's just normal. You know, it's just nothing special at all anymore. I mean, I had a truffle when it was in celebrations, and it was really nice, that selection. But the Galaxy truffle, but I don't know. It's so too normal nowadays, I think. Okay, well there we go. You can see what it's about there. Right, let's give it a taste. Melts in the mouth very quickly, the truffle sensor. It's okay, quite a sweet sensor, melts in the mouth. Quite ephemeral, you know. Chocolate's alright. Again, with all these ones as well, the chocolate isn't really that interesting. You know, it's not dairy milk on all of them or anything. This one tastes a bit quite chocolatey. You could almost describe it as brownie-like in a way. You know, you could see a sort of be involved in a representation of a brownie in chocolate form. The centre of this, it's okay. It's just okay, basically. You know what I mean? It's just that sort of very liquidy centre. You know, quite not too bad, but it's not going to blow your socks off. You know, it's quite. All these are nice to have and nice to. I'm not saying any of these are horrible, but they're just not that exciting. You know what I mean? So far, anyway, they're okay though. I think this one, it's just quite mundane, really. You know, it's nothing too exciting. Quite creamy. I don't know. I think for me, it's a 3.5 out of 5. It's okay. It's all right. It's not bad or anything. It's just okay. You know, maybe slightly more than okay, having that half mark above a 3 out of 5. But yeah, all right. Okay, so we'll try the caramel now. Hazel and caramel. So this is basically a whole hazelnut in caramel surrounded in milk chocolate. You know, that sort of strange dotted symbol. I don't know. meant to be representative of a flower of some kind. I'm not sure. Maybe a present. I don't know. A weird branch coming off it as well. So I'm not sure what that's meant to be. Maybe some kind of flower, bluebells or something. Yeah, probably is. Or a rose, maybe. Who'd have thought? Okay. All right. Let's give it a bit of a vision. So the height about 1.8. The width 2.7. On the other side, about 2.7 as well. You see it's like domed on one end for some reason. I think it's meant to be like that, but I don't know. Alright, interesting. Okay. A bit of a chop then. Okay, so we kind of split the nut in half. So you can see that's a gooey caramel in there rather than the chewy caramel and the other one. So yeah, quite nice and one part of it. You can see quite runny. Yeah. If I squish this a bit more, it would start oozing out. There you go. See that there? Well, could see that there. Yeah, chocolate bit hanging off by a thread. Okay, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. You see there the gooiness. Nice caramel actually. Not too buttery, not like a Cadbury's caramel. I think they did at one point. They had like 3 runny caramels in Roses. I think this was before it went really good when I was saying at the start of the video. And they streamlined it a bit and introduced some really nice ones. Got rid of 2 of the caramels. I think. Well, I think they had 4 actually because they had this one, the golden barrel, which we'll come into in a minute, and 2 others. You know, which was one was just a Cadbury caramel representation, and there was another one that was like a chocolate caramel or something. Just too much, you know. And then they sorted that out, got it really good, and it went really sort of mundane again, which is kind of how it is now, really. And they got rid of all the ones they introduced to sort out all those when it went a bit ridiculous with all those caramels and things. This one's okay. The caramel's quite nice. It's not really a buttery caramel. It's just a nice standard caramel. It's got the whole hazelnut again. So if you like that, obviously, you know. For me, though, it doesn't really work. It doesn't add anything at all for me. I'd rather it be a biscuit of some kind. I'm just not a big fan of the nut flavour. Because there isn't any flavour, I don't think, really, nuts other than, well, like a woody texture or something, nutty texture. But obviously people like that. I mean, this one's not bad. It's better than the other one, because obviously it got a bit, well, I say it's better than the other one. The other one was quite good because it had solid chocolate, but the chocolate wasn't really that great. It wasn't sort of dairy milk chocolate or anything like that. I think for this one, it's okay again. You know, for me, when I had this when I was young, I used to sort of just spit the nut out, basically, out the rest of it. It's probably what I do nowadays, almost, to be honest with you. Well, tempted to anyway, if everyone's civilised. I think for me, I think it's about 3.5 out of 5. It's okay. The caramel's quite nice. It's nice and sweet. Not too sweet, though. Not too buttery. It's just quite a nice balanced caramel, actually. I quite like it. It's just a bit too, I don't know. It's just, again, no frills, really, with it. And I think the nut, for me, doesn't really work for me. But I know it does for a lot of people, but not really for me. Let's try its sister or brother in the set, one without the nut, basically, golden barrel. So you've got very similar ones, haven't you? You've got dairy milk, and you've got dairy milk with, well, even though it isn't dairy milk, you've got like sort of chocolate chunk, which is the dairy milk, and you've got a chocolate chunk with hazelnut in, which is the Hazel Whirl. And then you've got the sort of, you know, caramel one, and then you've got the caramel with the same thing, but with, you know, a hazelnut in the middle. So, you know, it's actually shaped like a barrel, this one. The golden barrel, this is a classic one that's been in all the time I've known it. Well, most of these have, actually, other than the one that you'd think would be the classic. Yeah, is a signature truffle. Okay, about 1.6. Right there. As it was a full barrel, wasn't it? You know, double half, you know, 2 halves together. 2.7 in width there. In height. About 2.7, 2.8. Anyway, it's going to be a bit gooey, this one, so I'll give it a chop as best we can. Okay, yeah, so we've got more, basically like the other one, but just a bit more gooiness going on in it. You can see there, nice runny caramel. Yeah. Falling apart there. Look at that. All right, let's give it a taste. Ooh. What collapses? Very similar to the other one. I mean, the caramel, maybe without the nut, actually, is a bit sort of more. It's okay caramel. I think I do prefer Cadbury's caramel, though. That more buttery caramel. This one's a bit more of a bittery caramel. It's okay. It was always my favourite when I was younger, but I don't know, nowadays, I don't know, it's a bit more mundane really. You taste these caramels quite frequently in a lot of chocolate selections where they're a bit sort of burnt caramel, and this one's not quite like that. Usually in the European chocolates, like Lindt chocolate selections or something, not quite as bad as that, but it's still that way inclined, but it's a bit better, a bit sweeter. I think it's okay. I think it's probably, for me, it's slightly better than the nut one, you know, because it's just not got the nut in it. But I think the caramel, you do get to taste the chocolate and the caramel a bit more, but I don't think you get that much from doing that really. So I think for me, it's probably, I think just about, it's like a 3.75. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and I'll say a 4 out of 5, but it's only just really, it's only just. But you know, it has something about it, you know, it does have something about it, but it's certainly nowhere near a 4.5 out of 5, definitely close to a 3.5. Right, so only a couple more left. We've got the, let's do the orange one first. Now the orange one in Quad always reminds me of orange flavored Calpol, the kids' medicine in the UK. Tangy orange cream. Yes, I don't think that's the case with this one, but we'll see. Another one of these sort of square ones, but a nice picture of an orange on it. There you go, that's quite nice. Okay, let's give it a measure then. Okay, so width on one side, 2.8 basically, 2.77. On the other side, 2.76, so roughly the same. And height at 1.6. Not bad that. Okay, give it a chop then. Okay, oh nice. So it's nice coloured cream, and I like that. It's like the colour of it. It's very vivid. Look how you can see how runny it is as well. Yeah, very nice. Okay. With an orangey smell as well. Not bad. A bit sweeter smell as well. You know, orangey, sweety smell. But there you go. No, yeah, I like the look of that. Looks good. Let's give it a taste. Nice that one. Quite sweet. It's not very fondanty like the Quality Street equivalent. It tastes a bit less Calpol like than that one. Chocolate comes across quite nice. Yeah, it's a nice one, that one. Again, I don't know if it's going to blow your socks off though, but it's just nice. I mean, a lot of these selections are just nice little treats that taste quite different to each other. So you get a bit of everything, if you know what I mean. And I think that's, well, I don't want to say jack of all trades, master of none, but it kind of is a bit like that, really. A lot of these selections. I think these are nice though. I say that orange, I love the colour of it. I love the way it's coloured orange. It just looks really nice. It's something to my shirt, actually, isn't it? I like the smell of it as well. It's a nice smell. It's not too sickly. It's just a nice orange taste, actually. A sort of cream taste. Doesn't, as I said, doesn't catch any foot particularly. Probably would after a few, but certainly not after one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a good 4 out of 5 as well. Not bad, that one. Not bad. Right, well, let's try the strawberry equivalent then. Strawberry Dream. Okay, yeah. It's a nice sparkly wrappers here. Get one open then, let's see. I'm expecting very, very similar to the orange one. But yeah, this time strawberry look to it. The seeds there, looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now we've got like lines at the side as well, just to give a bit of something to the design. I think that's quite nice. 0, okay. Alright. About 2.7 there. 2.7 again. 2.73, 2.74. And the height, roughly at 1.6. Right, so this is the last one, I think. Yeah, I think I've done all of them, all 9. Right, let's give it a chop. I'm expecting this one to be pink. Indeed it is. Yeah, look at that. Yes, you see the chocolate's sort of folded in a bit there. Yeah, look at that, yes. Looks good, that again. Nice colour to it, nice pink colour. A bit like a yoghurt pink, doesn't it? But, pretty good, that. Yeah. A sort of, I don't know, it's a strawberry smell. It's a bit less, the other one wasn't authentic in the orange one, but it's a bit less authentic than the orange one again, really, because it just smells a bit sweet, if you know what I mean. But, nonetheless, I like the way it's coloured again. I don't think it's the case in the Quality Street equivalents. It's just a white sort of fondant cream. Let's give it a go, because it's dripping out slowly. Better eat it quick. Yeah. Very fresh tasting again, really. Works pretty well. It's a nice freshness to it. It's not going to catch in the throat either. Very strawberry-like. Works good with the chocolate as well. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. The one in Quality Street, it's a dark chocolate with a fondant cream, and it's just a bit, it's a bit too, I mean, this one's quite sugary and sweet, but the other one tastes a bit sugary. It's more like a fondant cream, as I say. This was nice again. Just gives that sort of nice variety there. And again, another one from basically one of my childhood as well. That was always been in there really. Yeah, nice one, that one. Not bad at all. Did it used to be? I don't think it used to be dark chocolate in rose. I'm sure it didn't, but yeah. But a nice one. I think for me, again, all the plus points of the orange one, except with strawberry this time. Yeah, really nice. Just a lovely, lovely colour to it. Smells nice. Not quite as authentic smelling as the orange one, even though that's not really very authentic smelling, but you know. It looks good as well. It tastes nice and it works well with the chocolate. Another standout one, this one. I think this one's definitely a strong 4 out of 5 as well. I like that one. I don't think any of these are going to blow your socks off though, really, is the gist of it. They're all quite nice and they all work well together. I think it's definitely, you know, the set itself is greater than some of its parts. You know, you've got a lot of different chocolates in there. They're all nice and you quite fancy each one. The distribution's good. You know, as I said, they all complement each other quite well. And the dairy milk is a nice palate cleanser between them all. I think it's a pretty good set, really. I think it's just not going to blow your socks off, but it's got a good variety in there, and I think that's what makes the difference. You know, you might have the fudge one, think, oh, it's not that great, but it's, and the caramel one's a bit disappointing in a way, you know, the chewy one. But the fact that they sort of stand out so much from all the others, it just means you get like a nice distribution of different sorts of chocolates, really. And as I say, and the fact that you do get a good amount of each one as well, there's not too many of one over the other and things. You do get more of the chewy caramel one than any of the others, but they are seemingly a bit smaller, and it seemed to be okay. That was acceptable. I felt it looked all right. With all the others, you get at least 3 of them. So, yeah. So all in all, this one, I think, as I say, individually the chocolates, some of them are a bit more of a miss than a hit, really. But they're all generally pretty good, and they all do what they do. The nut ones are ones I could probably do without, but nonetheless, I can appreciate them being there. And the fudge one again is a bit boring, and I say the chewy one's a bit not as good as it used to be, not quite as chewy and a bit more boring. But as I say, all thrown together, they work pretty well. And the dairy milk's always nice. Always lovely dairy milk chocolate. And as I say, the orange cream and the strawberry cream are very nice as well. Strawberry dream and tangy orange cream or creme. Perhaps just could be a bit stronger in some places, you know. It's a difficult one, this one. I think the fact it's got such a good variety in there, I think does definitely make it more than some of its parts, as I've mentioned. I've seen a lot of chocolate selections, some expensive ones, you know, like Lindt and stuff that cost £15 and things, and just the selections in them are so boring and everything's so similar, you know. I think with those in mind, you know, all these things all into consideration, I don't think it's quite a 4.5 out of 5, but it does what it does and it does it really well. I think that's definitely its plus point. 4 out of 5, a good selection really. With lots of variety in there, but perhaps just could be a bit stronger in some places, you know. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, check out the YouTube member program, link for that's in the description. Go to support the channel and get exclusive content depending on what tier you pick. Check out the Discord server as well. Great to keep in touch with myself and be part of the community. Leave a like and leave a comment for free, always great to hear from you and always do my best to reply. Click on the links that's appearing on the screen now. Go to support the channel by continuing to watch my content. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.